The Big Show with Night and Day. Pick up a Night and Day milk bar card and get your 6th shake for free.
Don't fight it. It's time to go up a size.
This is the biggest.
This is the biggest.
Our biggest show. The Hodaki Big Show. With Jason Hoyt, Mike Minogue and Keyzie.
Well, g'day, you mad bastards. Great to have your company this Monday afternoon. It is the 22nd of January 2024, and you, my friends, are listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night Day and Mogi. You bronze stallion, how's life?
Yeah, going pretty grouse. Having a hell of a summer, a hell of a time, hell of a recovery from the Black Clash over the weekend, and just bloody great to be back behind the microphone looking over at your mug.
Yes, likewise, mate.
Thanks,
likewise.
Thank you.
Keyzie, how are you, mate?
Great, actually, surprisingly, after a rather large weekend, pulled up well. Why?
Yeah, no.
Why are you asking?
No, that's cool, man. That's cool. I'll be honest with you, fellas. I mean, I sound buoyant. I sound full o' beans.
Yeah.
But it's all a facade. I'm rooted. She was a big weekend, and at about midday today, I totally hit the wall. I was going through my 5th rep of 180 kg, and just... the energy just went... And I think it was a combination of the weekend and the heat and just the massive weights I was pumping. But boy, I'm struggling this afternoon. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
But at least we're here to help you out.
Oh, I mean, that's right. You guys will pick me up. I know that. I mean, I know that you guys have got my back. And I tell you what.
Totally.
There's plenty of stories to be told over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I had the pleasure of driving home with Pugson. It was just Pugson and I. And it was a real bonding experience for the two of us. We've never really had alone time.
Oh, you guys needed it too.
And it was really special, Mogi.
Yeah.
It was really. I know that you travel with your family back home on Sunday, and you love that.
Oh, I had an absolute ball. It's a hell of a drive, actually, and I was just sort of... Anyway, we'll get into it because I'm going to start banging on. I'm going to start banging on because I'm just dying to tell yarns.
Yeah.
So am I,
Can
man.
I just quickly, though, fellas, before we move on, just a reminder the show's brought to you by Night and Day, and everyone that texts through on 3483 or sends us a talk back using the iHeartRadio app or calls us on 0800 Hodaki in the draw for a $50 voucher.
You're already getting right inside my goat there, Keyzie.
Really?
Yeah,
Why?
I mean, I was all good to go with a bit of Kings of Leon, and then you just rabbit it on and on and on.
That was
and on.
great, Edmund.
That sucked the last of my juices out
I
of me.
didn't suck anything,
Keyzie.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Yes, indeed, live there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon, 11 minutes past 4 o'clock. Now, as you'll be aware, we've had a big weekend, and another shout out to the people of Mount Maunganui and Tauranga for turning up for the live show on Friday, Mogi at Bruco.
Yes.
She absolutely went off, and it was great seeing all the folks out there and the Big Show fans.
Yeah, it was bloody good, wasn't it? I reckon that's probably second to Christchurch, that one.
Agreed, yes.
They're a lot better behaved than Christchurch. Animals down there, you know that.
Yeah, boy.
But she was absolutely rammed. We've got a diverse audience, man, I'll say that.
Yes.
You know, if you are a dude in 25, then you were probably there on Friday.
Yes,
Would
pretty
that
much.
be about right?
Yeah.
Or if you're an older gentleman in your mid-50s and you had your downstairs hanging out of your pants, then you were probably there as well.
I also had one random guy come up to me who was probably about mid-60s, and he'd just arrived from England.
Oh.
And he was just he wandered
For
into
the
the bar
Blackfish.
and was having a quiet beer, and he came up to me about halfway through the show and said, "What the bloody hell's going on here?
Right.
I've never seen anything like this. Is this a radio show?" And I was like, yeah. And he said, "Can you listen? Where can I listen to it?" So I shoved him onto Pugs to deal with the technicalities.
I was going to say, I like the idea of you showing another bloke in his 60s how to access the podcast or something.
I tell you what, though, speaking of Pug San, he did a great job as always. He's knackered, Mogi.
Yeah.
Because he had to share a room with old Keyzie, and there was that lethal combination of booze and his massive snores.
And fast food.
Jase.
And there was some serious chainsaw snoring going on. Interestingly enough, Keyzie slept with earplugs in and the shades over his eyes. While meanwhile Pug San was like having to listen to it all.
Yeah.
Jase, so what actually happened was you were on the first floor, which backs onto the sort of restaurant area where it was a party until 3 a.m.
That's right. And also on the other side is the pool. So Jase's his veranda door went straight out onto the pool.
That's right. So stay up till 3 a.m. because of the party, and they get woken up first thing in the morning, people doing bombs.
Yeah, it's 6 a.m. actually.
How much sleep did you get? Because you came up to our room, you text us, you're like, fellas, I can't sleep. Can I come hang with you guys? So you came up. We ordered you a pizza as well. We had a pizza party, and then you
said you
wouldn't leave.
thought you said you thought there were ghosts in your room.
Yes, the curtains were doing spooky stuff.
Yeah, because the door was slightly open. It was blowing a wee bit there. But what time did you end up getting to sleep? Because I actually offered you some of my earplugs, and you said, no, my ears are too small for earplugs.
Well, it's actually true. Have you seen how tiny I've got little monkey ears? I went to sleep at probably about 3:30. The party ended at 3. Then I was immediately woken at 6 a.m. with exactly that, young kids doing bombs in the pool.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well rested?
Exactly, yeah, well rested.
That's a pretty good night's sleep for you.
And how did it go in the spa pool, fellas? Because everyone was massively looking forward to that. It looked like a pretty rabid crowd.
Yeah, well, we'll get into that next, I think, because there's a bit of controversy there, to be honest, and I've been wanting to delve into this.
Yeah, nice.
Really?
Spa pool chat next.
I haven't heard about this. Oh, God.
Oh, Keyzie.
Hey, did I mention earlier in the show that you can text us on 3483, send us a talkback using iHeartRadio, or call us on 0800 Hodaki, and you could win a $50 night and day voucher?
Yes, you did.
Oh, okay, that's good then. Just making sure.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Oh, yes, indeed. Bush there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show. Big show this Monday afternoon, 24 minutes past 4 o'clock now.
Somebody was actually bagging us for not playing Bush when we were down at Tauranga there. They were saying,
Oh, really?
They say, you guys never play Bush. I was like, we have Bush. We definitely have Bush.
Yeah, totally.
Well, Jay, especially, you always play, with the bush.
Yeah, sure. Well, and you've got the abundant Bush. So I mean,
What are you talking about? I'm talking about the artist.
Now, listen, obviously there was the Black Clash over the weekend, fellas.
That's right.
Highly anticipated. What was even more highly anticipated was the fact that you guys were getting your Speedos there and be in the spa pool.
That's right.
During the Black Clash, how did it work out for you? Talk me through it, because I obviously couldn't be there.
No, you were commentating, weren't you? No, it was bloody good, actually. So we got down there and got into the spa. Now, it was cold. It was about 26 degrees they had it set at.
Which was at the beginning, midway through the day, I was like, perfect, because it is scorching. But as soon as it hits 4 and starts cooling down, man.
No bueno. So we cranked it up to 40 degrees.
Yes.
It was pretty good service in there. They brought over, there was an assortment of beers, sort of RTD type things, Keyzie drinks. And they also brought over a platter. They had some sourdoughs, some breads. Because I don't know about you, Hoodie J, when I'm in a spa, I feel like eating breads.
Yeah.
And so they had some breads. They had some grapes, some cheeses, some prawns there as well.
Oh, very nice.
Some pestos.
Oh, yeah, good.
Sun-dried tomatoes and all that sort of thing.
I prefer semi.
Yeah, same. So we sort of hooked into those and had Mash in there as well. It was me, Keyzie and Mash.
That's right.
And stayed in there for a good while, but then they had a couple of competition winners come down. They wanted to hop in there as well. But what I sort of noticed was, I was just hanging out with young Keyzie there, young Mash. Strapping young fellas they are there, and I'm glad, I'll put it this way, I'm not pointing any fingers, but I'm glad I'm being laser in my bolos.
Yeah.
Hang on, what are you talking about?
I mean, it was always...
What are you talking about?
Because I was, as you mentioned there, Muggy, I was doing the commentary for the Black Clash, and they cut to you fellas at one point, and I was so sort of taken aback because they were on Keyzie, and that I actually lost my train of thought for a second, because it
Was it the burnt meat patty nipples?
Yeah, well, those first. It was the burnt meat patties, and then also you had some sort of stuff going on with his finger as well. It was covered in plasters and stuff.
So what happened is I was in the pool for too long.
Listen to this for a yarn about.
Yeah, I was in the pool for too long, right? And I got wrinkly fingers, soft skin, and then went to open a beer responsibly and sliced the middle of my finger there, and blood was coming out. And I didn't want to
get. What did you have to do?
I couldn't find plasters anywhere, so I went over to St John, the actual ambulance. I had to fill out a form. They put on gloves. They washed it out with a solution, and then they put the biggest plaster you've ever seen on it, all while 3 drunk dudes stood next to them, telling them about how you shouldn't get any of my blood on them because I'll have all sorts of diseases that I picked up overseas. That is a true story.
Excellent. Now, also, putting aside Keysie's abundant bush, and his burnt meat patties,
I wish we really would.
There's been some controversy re your Speedos, Mogi, and we're going to be talking to someone later on in the show.
After 5, that's right.
After 5, regarding that, because he was making some very scurrilous, accusations regarding you.
Yes.
Which
and the size of my package.
Yeah.
If we can put it that way.
Well, exactly. Which I was disgusted by.
Yeah.
I've seen your package. There's no disguising that, mate.
Thanks, mate.
There's no disguising it. Hey, if you did see Mogi and Keyzie in the spa during the Black Clash, give us a text on 3483, give us a call on 0800 Hodaki, or send us a talk back and tell us what your vibe was looking at those boys.
How you were feeling about it.
How you were feeling about it, because I know how I was feeling looking at Mogi.
Yes.
When looking at Keyzie was another thing altogether.
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Nirvana there on the radio, Hodaki Big Show, Monday afternoon, 4:36 is the time. Now, it was quite weird actually over the weekend with the Black Clash and the live show. There was a few Big Show finger injuries, Mogi.
Oh, yeah.
And mine got some extensive coverage on the old Insta there. I've got Mallet Finger.
That's right. So the thing about your injury is, if it's your middle finger on your right hand.
Yes.
And if you look at the finger, the top of it is just bent on like a 45-degree angle almost?
Yeah, 45.
Yeah.
It's about 45.
So the rest of the finger is straight, and then the end of it just is bent over.
It's just the joint, the knuckle, which has also got the nail on it.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's if you tried to bend it the way yours is bent, you can't do it.
I can't, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. So it was really weird. And Keyzie was just pounding me all weekend.
No,
he was,
hello.
no, hang on. No, let me rephrase that.
Jesus, tell everyone why don't you?
Keyzie, well, we would have, but Pugs was in the room trying to get some sleep. So, but no, he was saying to me, now, Jase, you're going to go and get that looked at, aren't you, mate?
Well, because you know how Jase...
Because I don't know if you guys know this about me. My preference is, if I have an injury, Mogi, is to just go on and on about it and do nothing about it.
Sure, you're a backbone.
Yeah, thank you.
But you're the exact opposite, Mike, which I sway more your way, which is if something's wrong, you fix it so you can get over it.
I immediately go and get it sorted out.
Exactly, whereas Jase whinges about it and likes to use it as an excuse.
Yeah, that's right. He feels woozy. You do feel woozy a lot. You spend a lot of your time woozy.
Yeah, I feel quite woozy now, to be honest with you. And my wife loves it too when there's something wrong with me, and I talk to her extensively about it.
Right,
and
I bet she does.
You know what she says to me, Mogi?
Shut up and get on with it.
Well, no, she says, well, you could go to a doctor.
Yeah.
And I always find that very sarcastic.
Yeah.
I don't think she's being sarcastic.
No, she's not being sarcastic.
But so this morning I went, oh, for God's sake, I've got to get this mallet finger sorted out. So I rang my medical practitioner, met him in the
car park.
The public bogs in New Lynn there.
Yeah.
And that was good. And here's the weird thing, right? I said, I've got this thing. He didn't talk about my finger at all.
Oh.
We were in the toilets, right, and I was going, my finger, blah, blah, blah. He spent 20 minutes basically crapping on about the Warriors.
Oh, yeah.
And then at the end of it, I said...
trying to take your pants off.
Well, at the end of it, he said, well, drop your tweeds then, Hoity J. And so I dropped my tweeds. He gave me an injection in the bullos, and that was it. And then I had to pay him $80, and it was like... But what about my finger? And he said, sorted, mate, she's sorted.
Right, so you told him about and he just crapped on about was he talking about Roger Tuivasa-Sheck coming back?
Yeah, well, he was talking about all the pre-stuff, pre-season stuff, and I was going, but I've got like mallet finger and stuff, but he didn't seem interested in that.
And it was definitely a doctor?
Oh, he was definitely a doctor.
Well, what was he wearing?
A Warrior shirt.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I do feel better.
Finger's still knackered,
I've still got a mallet finger, but I don't feel woozy anymore, Mogi.
Oh, well, it's done the trick, mate. Well done.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, way to get it sorted,
That reminds me, I've got to get down to that New Lynn public toilet.
What for?
Huh?
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Yes, indeed, in the end there on the radio, Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon.
That's Lincoln Park, Jase.
Yeah, man.
So good. Hey, fellas, big week this week. Huge week. Not only are we back on air, all three of us officially, but Rugby League in Las Vegas, right? You know how they're starting the season, the old doubleheader there in Las Vegas, the NRL, that?
Yeah.
We're giving away that prize this Friday.
I can't believe it.
That's right.
Is that us giving that away?
Yes, that's us.
Oh, my God.
This Friday.
It's a hell of a prize, too, isn't it, Keyzie?
It certainly is, Jase.
Do you get flights on a plane? You fly on a plane?
Yep, the flights are on a plane,
Okay.
and that plane flies into LA, and then you go on to
That's short
Vegas.
for Jase, that's Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, cool. So when you get to Los Angeles/Vegas, do you get somewhere to stay?
Oh, yeah. So
How many stars?
So in Las Vegas, I can tell you that it is 5 stars out of a possible 6.
Sure.
Wow.
I think 6 stars is the new
7.
max. Is it 7 now?
Yeah.
Wow, that's ridiculous. But you do get 5-star accommodation in Las Vegas. You and a mate, and
They
you're
got hand towels in there? At
yeah,
the
I'd say
hotel
so.
room?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
5 stars means hand towels.
Oh, yeah.
What about body wash and all that sort of stuff and the little tubies?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll be little tubies there. That's
Can you take the pillowcases home, man?
No, I don't think so, man. I think that's probably where we draw the line, man.
What about 6 stars? It'd probably have to be a 6-star.
Yeah, it's a 6-star
yeah, yeah.
Will
situation.
there be a mini bar?
Yes.
Okay.
If I go down to the bar there at the hotel, 5 stars, and I start talking to a middle-aged woman there, not a young lady, middle-aged,
Right.
about Buckba League, is she going to know what I'm talking about, or is she going to think I'm mad?
I think she's going to think you're a mad bastard, to be honest.
A backbone.
Yeah, huge backbone. But the good news is you've still got 4 days to get yourself in the draw. You do that by texting Vegas, VEGAS, just that word. No little thing saying can't wait, I'm really excited or anything like that. Just Vegas to 3483.
Yeah.
We are drawing it Friday, and it's all thanks to our mates at boystrip.co.nz. Sports travel made easy.
Just on a bit of the old rugby league there, Mogi, I had a dream come true for old Keyzie on Friday night because, he's a big rugby league fan. And Jonathan Thurston, of course, playing in the Black Clash.
Yeah.
And old Keyzie was a little bit starstruck.
A little make-a-wish for Keyzie.
Yeah. And because I know JT pretty well. And so I said, Keyzie, if you want, I can go and have a word with him if you want to do a photo or something like that. So I did. And so Keyzie, dream of a lifetime, got his photo taken with old JT.
Thanks,
how good's
Jase.
that?
Yeah, it was
so
great.
good,
Oh,
man.
nice.
It was only like the 5th time I've met him as well, so it was really nice of you to pull those strings, Jase. Thanks for that.
Yeah, no, it was all good, man.
Did he remember you, Keyzie? Nah.
Shit, no. You don't even bother trying to see if he does or not,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
we got on really well. House on Fire stuff.
It's really weird to think that he didn't remember you, given the size of your snoz.
Jace, are you serious? You got the biggest nose. We had it proven.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
The Strokes there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Hey, Keyzie, why don't we do the little diddly bear thing at the end of that? Like we used to do at the end of the hour?
Ba-da-ba-bow.
Yeah, did we decide not to do that anymore?
I was told not to do it by you guys.
Oh,
did
no,
we?
like that. It's just for this we do it.
Yeah. Hey, now listen, plenty going on after 5 o'clock. Look, you can stop it now, Keyzie.
Oh,
Keyzie!
sorry.
Including a massive announcement by the Big Show, Mogi.
Yes.
Also some controversy re Spargate.
Is it already Spargate?
A pretty well-known New Zealander making some very serious accusations about your package and those Speedos there.
I heard it wasn't a pretty well-known New Zealander. I heard it was one of New Zealand's most beloved and probably most well-known celebrities, that we've got to offer her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's up there.
All that after 5 o'clock, so stay tuned.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope you're getting through your Monday afternoon tickety-boo. You're listening to The Big Show, brought to you by Night Day. And just on that front, by the way, we've got $50 Night Day vouchers to give away for everyone. Not everyone that texts through, but you go in the draw to win one on 3483, or if you send us a talkback on the iHeart Radio app there, or you give us a call on 0800 Hodaki. And I will notice something. I've noticed something, fellas. People have been slack ass on that front since we've been back.
Yeah.
Very slack. So pick up your game, New Zealand.
I reckon. Did you mention the $50 night?
Yes.
Yeah, Dave.
Yes, I did.
Yeah, cool.
Hey, coming up, as previously mentioned, a major announcement on the Big Show, fellas. We excited about this?
Oh, yeah.
I'm hugely excited. I wonder what it could be.
Well, we're going to find out next.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So good. Yeah. Yeah, come on, turn it up.
Okay. Will do, Jase. Actually, it's at max volume. Sorry, mate.
Good stuff, Keyzie.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Dee Dee Smash there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon, 12 minutes past 5 o'clock.
This is breaking news.
Yes, well, we did promise it, didn't we, fellas?
Yeah.
The Big Show boat trip.
Toot toot.
Can we have some sort of fanfare or something for
Sorry,
that?
say it
Key? I
again.
mean,
Say it again.
The Big Show boat trip.
That's not quite right.
Wasn't it?
No, I would have, fireworks going off and all that sort of stuff.
Or something boat-related.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, no, that's wrong as well. I guess we'll just have to move on. The big announcement, that's right. The big show is going on a boat. We're doing a trip on a boat in February.
Whoa.
That's exciting. It's going to be right in the middle of February, Thursday the 15th. We're taking the show to the high seas. We are getting back to the glory days of Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed, we are.
And you, the listeners, could also win a spot on the boat as well. It's all thanks to our mates at Maritime New Zealand and Safer Boating Partners. If you want to be part of the crew, we need a crew of backbones. Head to hodaki.co.nz and enter the draw to win a spot for you and a mate. We'll even fly you from anywhere in New Zealand.
Wow.
That's bloody good, actually, Mogi. And I tell you what, actually, it's been great. We've been working a little bit with Maritime New Zealand. Some vids are going to be coming up very shortly indeed, because this is the time of the year, isn't it, that people get out and about on their boats, enjoying this beautiful country of ours. And you got to do it safely, New Zealand. You got to do it safely.
Now, speaking of beautiful, I've seen the boat that we're doing the boat trip on, and that is a bloody beauty.
Is it a cracker?
It's an absolute ripper.
Nice.
It's pretty special. I'm really looking forward to this. It's going to be bloody good, mate.
How special is it? Because, for example, we did the ACC boat trip Christmas party, and that was on a fuel tanker.
Yeah, I didn't go on that.
Oh, yeah, true.
If I had to guess, I'd say the boat that we were on is better than that one.
Yeah, sweet. That's so good.
Yeah.
What I'm really excited about is I get to combine my two passions, which is radio and fishing. Because I'm going to be bringing my rod out.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be doing a bit of fishing while we're doing the show on the boat.
Right.
Catch us a bit of supper, fellas.
Well, you say that, but you've never caught any fish.
Mate, I catch fish all the time. I just
seriously, next time you catch a fish, tell us.
I just don't go on about it.
No, go on about it. You go on about your massive so-called downstairs, blah, blah. Show us even one photo of you with a fish you've caught.
Sure.
On your kayak.
Well, I started kayak fish. Did you know that,
Wow,
Mogi?
no.
We bought a kayak about 2 years ago, my wife and I. And which was great. And then we went, how the hell are we going to get it to our house? And then we forgot about it for 2 years.
For 2 years.
And then we went, let's get a roof rack. So we went to go and get a roof rack, and they got the
Roof
ones,
racks, yeah.
The ones you put on, but they were like $500-600. So we got a soft roof rack.
Oh, yeah.
For $100. Sweet as, mate.
Oh, how good.
So I've been doing kayak fishing, which has been great stuff.
Did that not end in some kind of a debacle?
No,
really?
I
Not
was
yet.
fully anticipating an absolute debacle with it, but it worked a treat.
I'd be worried about that, man.
Nah, she's sweet as, man. But get involved in this competition. It's not a competition.
Well, it's a
Well, it is a
Well, I suppose
competition.
it is a competition.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
You go to hodaki.co.nz.
Yeah.
You enter the competition there.
Yes.
And you could be sailing with us on the Big Show boat trip mid-Feb.
Good
Hopefully,
times.
old mate that was down at Tauranga, hopefully he enters and he gets his...
Downstairs.
Anyway,
out.
how Keyzie.
Oh,
How
well, you
about that?
start.
Oh, jeez. Here's Foo
He
Fighters.
started it.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Yes, indeed. The cold there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. The time is 5:24. Now, we were... yes, Mogi,
Just
go,
want to say that song there, Matt Heath actually plays that on his guitar when he takes women out on dates. That's his closer.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Crazy.
Speaking of Matt Heath,
Ciao,
actually, we mentioned earlier in the show about the whole spa pool debacle for the Black Clash and old Keysie's burnt meat patty nipples and abundant and abundant bush. But before we did the commentary, actually, Mogi, on Saturday night, the one and only Matt Heath had an observation to make, and he had some very real concerns about your package and your Speedos there. We've got Matt Heath on the line. Are you there, Matty?
I certainly am, Hoodie Jay. Thanks for having me on.
Pleasure, mate. Pleasure. Talk us through what you found on the night, because I know you found it pretty upsetting. You were pretty outraged.
I was, Hoodie Jay. Now, you said to me, you're my commentating guru, and before the game you said, speak to the pitches, Matt. Speak to the pitches. What you see on the screen, talk about.
Yeah.
And I see Minogio. I see him stand up and I go, geez, what a rocking body he's got now. He's definitely been having some turn around the gym. He's looking fantastic. And then my eyes just drifted south and I get to his Speedo and I see a very flat area in the front of his Speedo. Normally, in a Speedo you might see a bit of definition. But it was almost like a beaver's tail had been folded inside his Speedo, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know. I wasn't close enough. I was watching from a long way back. But I was just concerned that Mike Minogue might have been packing down there. He might have been juicing himself. He might have slipped something in there. And look, I'm not going to cast aspersions, but that's what it looked like. That's just what I saw. That's just what I saw to my eye.
Yeah, no, fair enough, Matty. As I say, I was with you at the time. You were pretty upset, Mogi. Your thoughts?
Well, I was listening to the Agenda podcast with Mania and Maddie today, and the allegations were flying thick and fast. What was it? A platypus downstairs? Is that what it was?
A beaver tail, yeah.
Beaver's tail.
Something like that. It was either that or a folded beaver's tail. Like, it's just something flat. A lot more flat surface area up the front than you'd normally expect for a package,
Sure.
Keyzie's package was round and there's a bit of definition in the front. You could see
You could see the very clear shape of a button mushroom
amongst an abundant bush.
Can you just let Matt describe my package, please?
Well, there was clearly a lot of bush there, but you look, Keyzie wasn't trying to fake anyone. He wasn't trying to trick anything. You could tell by looking at Keyzie that was natural. That was very real.
Mike,
Yeah.
well, what's your thought on that, Mike?
Well, I mean, I've never had to wear Speedos before, so it's actually quite difficult to arrange, what God has given me into the available real estate that is there. So it actually took me some time. It was sort of like having to put a 30-metre extension cable, sort of after you've had it out and you've been doing the leaf blowing out the backyard there and you're sort of trying to rope it, or call it back up and put it back on the wall,
on the tap.
There's really only one way it can fit in there. And when you're suffering from massive scrotal lymphedema, which is also known as elephantiasis of the testicles, then it does have a weird look, Manny, I'll give you that, because it is mostly, what I'm operating down there is mostly bullers.
Okay, so that's what created that very flat surface out the front.
Huge balls.
Right, so you're smuggling a couple of moonhoppers down there. I didn't realise
I've got a massive moonhopper and I've got a tiny, insignificant, it's pretty much just not even there. If I could put it to you this way, if you could imagine that you're at a kid's party, Matty, and you've blown up a balloon there, you've blown it up to the absolute maximum and you've tied it off. That little bit that you've tied off there, that is the pecker I'm operating with, and then there's the bulls.
Yes, and they're flat, as I say, like a beaver's tail. Is that what the balls are like?
It's the pressure of those Speedos just really bringing them back down to size. So, I can understand how it would have looked odd. The only time it looks weirder is when I take my Speedos off.
Yeah. Look,
because when I urinate as well, it makes that sound of like air coming out of a balloon as well.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
So you're running down there.
Has that put your worries to rest, Matt?
Well, it has, and thank you for that. Thank you for clearing that, and thank you for allowing me this forum to, express my concerns around what I saw down there, and what you've said now makes total sense.
Yeah. Well, what I'm thinking is, if you were worried about it, then there's probably a couple of 100,000 other men out there that were worried about it as well.
Sure.
Well, hey, you've put our worries to rest, and I think we can all sleep easy tonight.
Yeah, good on you, Matty, and I'm glad you got to vent your concerns and the problem's been properly addressed.
Yeah, and for calling us, Matty, on 0800 Hodaki, you're in the draw for a $50 night and day voucher, all right?
Yes!
The Hodaki Big Show Podcast.
Oh, yeah, guns. Roses there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Big sporting weekend. It's time for a bit of sport chat. Sport. Yeah.
That's our new sports thing.
Sport.
The Black Caps yesterday, utter capitulation. I commentated the first innings. Pakistan looked like they didn't even want to be there, and they got about 130 odd. We're like, oh, sweet ass, tickety-boo, she'll be all over. I did the first innings, went home and made love, so I missed the second innings. Could not believe what I saw, Mogi.
Yeah.
90 all out.
Yeah, it was a bit of a shambles, wasn't it? Nobody really turned up. I know in the field we sort of had a couple of shockers as well.
Oh, Chappie.
Poor old Chapman
dear.
there.
He got the yips massively.
He did. And then didn't really redeem himself with a bat either.
No.
Nah, I mean, we won the series 4-1 though, so can't complain too much.
True.
And now we move into, I believe, the South Africans are arriving. South Africa C All of their players will be kept home so they can be in the T20 competition, and they're sort of sending out the children and grandchildren of former players to make up the numbers.
It's going to be a hell of a series.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be really good.
That worries me though, because if they're sending a C, that worries me because if they're sending
again,
Jase, that worries me because if they're sending a C team, right, and we're supposed to get up for that and get fizzed up, but we couldn't get up for a dead rubber. We should have smoked them.
Yeah.
I can see a bit of an issue there.
Oh, can you? What's the issue you can see?
That they might not get up for it, and what should be a spanking might not be.
Keyzie,
what?
Leave the cricket to me and Mogi, please.
Jace, I know cricket.
What else happened on the sporting front, Mogi?
Well, yesterday there was the UFC was on, and it was the first title defence for Sean Strickland, who won the title from Israel Adesanya.
Yes.
And he was fighting the South African Dricus du Plessis, who sort of... I don't know about the UFC. It's sort of turning into pro wrestling a little bit. They're saying some pretty horrendous stuff to each other as a way to sort of sell the fight. But this guy, who's also known as DDP, the South African, I can't stand him, and I really wanted him to get his head. I wanted him to lose.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he won a split decision, and it looks like the next fight will see Israel Adesanya come back and try and reclaim his title. I would imagine at the UFC 300. So yeah, but it feels like it was a little bit. It was a close fight, and I actually thought Strickland won it. And the stats said that he won it. He had more consecutive, landed more strikes. The damage he inflicted was greater than what he had to endure. But this is a fight that the UFC has been trying to make happen for a long time with Izzy and this South African dude, because there's a lot of bad blood there. So it felt like, unless Strickland knocked him out, this was going to be the result.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Also, we're going to give a quick shout out as well to the Black Sticks men's side. They beat Pakistan and are now qualified for the Olympics, which is... Clap, Jase. Come on, man.
I would clap, but my mallet finger.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
You got your deformed swan neck.
Yeah, swan neck.
Yeah,
it's looking a bit swan necky, isn't it? Well, that's great. That's one of the best sports roundups I think we've ever done on a Monday.
That's right.
Sport. Hey, now listen, coming up after 6 o'clock as always, what's for tea, New Zealand?
What about what's on the TV with Mike Minogue and what's on the table for you, New Zealand?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, what's on the table?
Yeah.
Jeez, you're on fire today.
What about
Keyzie?
what's on the plate? Because some people don't eat at the table.
Yeah, true. What's on the plate?
Yeah.
What about just what's for dinner in New Zealand?
What's on the plate, mate?
Yeah.
With
Oh, that is so good.
Don't make it with Keyzie.
What's on the plate, mate, for Keyzie?
What?
And remember everyone that texts you on 3483 goes in the draw for a $50 night day voucher.
Can I also explain what this segment even is, which is tell us what you're having for dinner.
Yeah.
On 3483.
What's on the plate, mate, with Keyzie?
Or talk back us.
Or talk back us on iHeartRadio.
Yeah,
so
nice.
good, fellas.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast. Catch them weekdays from 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Welcome back, you massive backbones. Hope your Monday's going along very nicely indeed. Before the show today, before the radio show, we did a podcast, especially for all our listeners out there, and it's called the Podcast Outro, which is bonus content outside of our radio show, isn't it, fellas?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
And one of the things we were talking about in the podcast outro today from recollection was the fact that a few punters texted in saying that Keyzie totally ignored them at the big live show, Mogi.
Yeah.
The live big show.
The live big show.
The big live show.
The big live show.
Yeah.
Which I wasn't sort of aware of, but...
Rings true.
Yeah, rings true to me.
Yeah, it was about me ignoring the punters. Here's a wee snippet so you can make your mind up for yourself.
I had a conscious thought, I better go and say g'day to Mon and Don, and I was on my way over there, but then I got hijacked yet again. Photo, fellas, photo, and there was so much going on, and I got dragged into that.
This is one of the more lame excuses I've ever heard.
And I was just constantly getting interrupted.
We were there for 3 hours.
So you tried how many times?
I hung out with Mon for the rest of the night anyway, as you know, Keyzie, so it was no
Don't
biggie.
go from that to then hanging out with me. Yes, that was actually about Jase ignoring my parents for 3 hours during the whole broadcast. It wasn't good, Jase.
Hey, but I made up for it yesterday. I charmed them stupid, didn't I, when I went to your little house when you were picking up your truck and getting the Keyzie.
Why is everything to do with me little? Like my little house. It's not little.
Your bush isn't.
Actually, no, you've got a big bush. Hey, actually, Mogi.
Sorry, this is Jase. You're the one with the massive bush. All right, this is getting out of hand.
Just very quickly.
Not unlike your pubes.
Lovely property. Big old avocado trees, rolling hills. It was lovely, actually.
It was nice. Don's bloody shed there where he builds all his stuff.
Oh, yeah. And all your stuff.
His backbone stuff, actually.
Yeah.
And also, Mon and Don gave a box of Avos to Pugs and Jase to hand out to everyone. Did you give those to staff? Did you get some of those, Mogi?
No, I didn't see those.
No, I didn't see it. I think Pugs took the whole box home with him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, what's that about? Hey, keep the text coming in on 3483 for What's on Your Plate with me, Keyzie.
Now, what's on your plate, mate, with Keyzie?
What's on your plate with old mate Keyzie?
What's on your plate with old mate Keyzie?
What's for tea, New Zealand? That's on the way next.
The Hodaki Big Show, weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Soundgarden there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday evening, but right now it's time for What's on Your Plate, Mate, with Keyzie.
We can't have that for Yummy Boy, and we can actually.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we definitely should. It is time for What's on Your Plate with
What's
old
on
mate.
What's on your plate, old mate, with Keyzie?
I feel like we should just stick with What's for Tea, New Zealand.
Don't confuse it, Keyzie.
Oh,
You're
yeah,
making
sorry,
it really
fellas.
complicated, mate.
That's right, sorry.
Hey, but as always, the texts are pouring in. 4 or 5 today, Keyzie. Otherwise, we'll be here all night.
Yeah, 3483 is the number to text. Everyone that does, in the draw, $50 night day voucher. Oh, g'day, guys. Jeff here. Having I forgot to eat sorry, misread. He's terrible spelling. Oh, g'day, guys. Jeff here. Forgot to eat my lunch, so I'll be having that for dinner. Sandwiches.
Nice.
Yeah. Cheers, fellas. Regards, Jeff.
Good on you, man.
Yeah, thanks, fellas. Here's one.
I just found it weird that you must have memorised that text because you spent the whole time when you were reading that text looking at me.
And picking his
And
nose.
picking his nose.
And still doing it.
Here's one. G'day, fellas. Just spared some butterfish. Fish tacos. Nom, 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 nom.
Yeah.
A butterfish.
Well, that's what's been
It
texted.
says, it does say just be some butterfish. Yum.
Okay, yeah, good.
G'day, guys. A can of Spam heated in the microwave, served with instant mash and last week's gravy.
Oh,
How long does gravy last? About a week from the sounds of it.
We could freeze it. It could last for ages.
Oh,
have you ever
true.
eaten Spam, Mogi?
No.
No, neither have I.
No. Spiced ham.
Is that what it is?
Spiced ham.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah.
Whenever I get it, I put it in my Spam folder.
You put it in your Spam folder.
Yeah, you guys ruined that. It was a great show. Theme night tonight. My wife is serving up her Spanish beef cortina. That's from Fozzie. So keep them coming. 348.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
Oh, yeah, Green Day there on the Radio Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. I'm very excited about this. The man himself is back on board. What am I talking about? What's on the TV with Mike Minogue? What's on the telly with Mike Minogue? Not bad, fellas.
Not bad, Keyzie.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it was
Good on you,
Hey,
mate.
did you notice actually when we did the live show that the audience did it with us as well?
I didn't
On
notice that
What's
they
on
were
the
doing
TV?
it until I saw a bit of socials later.
Yeah,
I didn't know it had happened.
Yeah, great
funny.
stuff.
I didn't notice it either.
I noticed it. You guys were too busy looking at that guy's dude.
Oh, you talking about the guy who got his penis out in front of us?
Yeah, you were too busy there.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Jase.
One of the movies I watched over the break there was Maestro.
Yes.
Maestro with Bradley Cooper, his second directing thingy-majiggy that he's done, and Carey Mulligan, based on the life of Leonard Bernstein or Stein, the composer, the great American composer there, Keyzie. You won't know about that. Yeah, it was all right.
I watched it for about 30 minutes.
Oh, really? Gave up on it?
And it was irritating me. It got
Right.
great reviews, so I was very
Yeah.
excited about watching it, but it just annoyed me.
Right.
And there was another one about a composer that I was watching the other day with
Mozart.
Kate Blanchett. who I think is a superb actor. Same scenario. It just got a bit wanky for me.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, but it's very good. It's very good. I liked it. It certainly won't be for everyone, but it's pretty interesting because he is a homosexual man, and he has a wife who...
My wife!
No, his wife.
Oh, his wife!
And she just marries him because he's so amazing and wants to support him. And I always wonder about that because I'm aware of some celebrity relationships where apparently that's the case, and I just always wondered what the attraction was.
Sure.
And vice versa. For example, Keyzie.
Yeah.
If you were going to marry a homosexual woman,
Right.
just to support her,
Yeah.
that would be a big call on your part.
Well, I'm already married.
Oh, well, I mean, that doesn't stop you, but specifically that kind of a setup. And I just wondered,
yeah, totally.
So anyway, you get a bit of insight into that, which I liked.
Nice.
You should watch it, Keyzie, for that reason.
Yeah, I will. I watched. Sorry, Jase. I watched the episode.
Are you jumping in before me, Keyzie? I don't know that I'm happy
you already
about
said
that.
you watched it. I watched the episode of Seinfeld last night where there's that guy who insists on calling himself the Maestro.
Oh, the Maestro. Yeah.
And he's just like a casual conductor, and he gets really upset if you don't call him Maestro.
Yeah.
I tell you what I did actually after I finished
And it was
the
really
commentary.
funny. Sorry, Jase.
Finished the commentary
That's the
yesterday.
front, Hoyt.
Jesus,
because
Jase.
I was out all weekend working and stuff. I just spent the afternoon and night at the gym. Just
Righto.
pumping on because I had to catch up. Hey, but what I have heard, fellas, all of my daughters, every single one of them, and my wife
Yes.
have
My
gone
wife?
have gone absolutely nuts over Love on the Spectrum, new series on Netflix. They all have been in massive tears.
It's like the Undateables. Yeah,
It
yeah.
is just, they said it is next level stuff. Go and watch that. So I probably won't.
You were saying that they were saying that it was hilarious, which I thought was out of line.
Was I saying that? Was I?
I was a Daft Punk.
Well, obviously, Keyzie.
The Hodaki Big Show podcast.
The Verve there on the radio. Hodaki Big Show this Monday afternoon. Now, you might have missed this. We mentioned it earlier in the show, but the Big Show boat trip, fellas. We excited about it? Are we pumped? I am massively pumped. Because I talked a little bit earlier about how I've started kayak fishing. Which has been fantastic, and my little life jacket there. So I'm loving a bit of boat action. I'm loving getting out on the water, Keyzie.
Absolutely, mate. If you don't know what we're talking about, the Big Show is officially doing a boat trip thanks to our mates at Maritime New Zealand and Safer Boating Partners. Basically, what's going to happen is we're going to do a show from a boat in the Auckland Harbour somewhere beautiful.
It's kind of like how Radio Hodaki started, really, isn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I mean? Out in the Hodaki Gulf there.
Yeah, but then what are the other similarities, though?
Well, I mean, that's a pretty big similarity.
Oh,
yeah,
doing-
what other radio stations have done that, Keyzie?
Yeah, come on,
I'll
Keyzie.
give you 10 seconds.
So if you're keen to be part of the crew, go to hodaki.co.
Me hearties.
Go to hodaki.co.nz and you'll be in to win a spot on the boat for you and a mate. We'll fly you from anywhere in New Zealand. There's an awesome amount of Safer Boating spot prize as well. Come on board with Hodaki Maritime New Zealand and Safer Boating Partners. Kia matata.
Yeah, good stuff. Just on that front, actually, am I going to be able to bring my rod along?
Well,
I mean, I'd like to. I mean, if we're
doesn't
doing
it
the
go
show,
with you wherever you go?
Or just chuck it out over the side there,
Oh,
boys,
yeah.
while we're doing the show.
Yeah.
Have a bit of a fish.
Good idea, man.
Any opportunity,
oh,
man.
your fishing rod.
Yeah, my fishing rod, Keyzie.
Yeah, of course. You can bring that.
So get involved in that. That'll be a lot of fun. I think that's what, mid-Feb?
That is mid-Feb. Thursday, the 15th of February, we'll be setting sail there. Once again, hodaki.co.nz to get on board the boat and be part of the action out there on the water, fellas.
Me hearties.
The Hodaki Big Show. Weekdays at 4 on Radio Hodaki.
Well, there you go, done and dusted for your Monday night. Plans for you tonight, Mogi? I'm predicting a bit of a paddle in the pool at home and a little bit of food.
Yeah, probably will eat.
A bit of making
bit of sleep.
love.
Bit of sleep.
Will there be love making?
Bit of sleep tonight. I'll let you know tomorrow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
thanks.
I never know.
Yeah, no, neither.
Yeah.
To be honest.
And you don't
Yeah.
want to go home looking forward to it
Yeah,
or
that's right.
expecting it.
Jase was wondering. I was just wondering. Jase was just wondering if there was going to be any love making tonight.
Yeah. Actually, could you text through now and find out? Because that'd be good, because that's something I need to know.
Do you want me to
Okay.
do that?
No, thanks, Keyzie. What are you up to?
Tonight I'm playing netball. And then we're having a special meal that's part of my wife's detox that she's ditched.
Oh.
I've got some meals left over, which is like really, really nice.
Oh, she ditched it already?
After a week.
Good effort.
Well, as I said to you, your wife doesn't need to be doing that stuff. She's a fit, healthy young lady.
That's what I said to her.
So don't worry about it.
Well, she was just denying herself like chocolate and for dessert and things like that, which she's totally fine now.
Well, as you were saying, and just to carry on, you just could not deal with it, so you got to right off it.
Yeah.
Good on you, Keyzie.
And then I'll probably put her to bed and play PlayStation. What are you doing, Jase?
Probably go home, despite my mallet finger, go to the gym, do a bit of weight training stuff, maybe a bit of boxing. Then go home, have some protein, probably...
Hey, thanks for joining us, New Zealand. We'll be back again tomorrow at 4. Don't forget to check out the Big Show podcast and also the Hodaki Big Show Instagram page. See ya.